Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to a very special stream. It's our end of the year stream. We're doing anniversary celebrations, just general 2020 celebrations. So yeah, big 07. Thank you all for coming. I'm your host, Bruce, community manager for Elite Dangerous, and I'm joined by my whole team today. So welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
Hello.
Like I said, we've got a whole year to cover in this stream, so it's going to be a much longer one than usual. We have all sorts of things planned, but before I go over that, you may have noticed already we have a new face, which I think for me is in this direction. Nope, that one. Which is our brand new community manager, Zach. Hello, Zach.
Hello everyone. What a stream to start with, eh?
Yeah.
No pressure, Zach.
No,
Really
not
easy.
at all.
But yeah, welcome to the team. Thank you so much for joining us. Would you care to just give a little introduction and say hello to the chat?
Yep. Hello, chat. I'm Zach. I have about 1 year's community management experience, but in a much smaller place, so this is a big step up. I am an elite player over the past few years, but I would say I'm mainly an exploration player. So I would say I've been only about 2,000 light years outside the bubble. So nothing crazy, but it's a start.
Awesome. Well, we're very happy to have you, and I'm sure we'll be seeing much more of you in the new year. Obviously, this is our last stream of the year, so you probably won't be seeing much of us in general, guys, after this one. So we'll make sure to make it a good one for you. We have lots of stuff planned. Many of you have clocked already that we do have Twitch drops active for this one. Don't spam anything in the chat. That's unnecessary. It's not going to help you out. It'll do absolutely squat. What you do need to do is head to... What was the name of the place, Stephen? Do you remember?
The
Frontier Bot.
The Frontier.
I'll find you the link, guys.
Yeah, do we not have it?
Stephen's going to give a breakdown of drops in a moment. I'm going to go over what we've got planned in the meantime. So yeah, we're going to kick things off with a 2020 review. We're going to look back on everything that we've had throughout the year. It's going to cover everything the community's been up to, from the updates we've had in the game, and basically like a news roundup, but for the whole year. After that, we have some very special guests from Buckyball and Elite Racers. We're going to do a race which we're all super prepared for, and I'm going to absolutely smash.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah. We have a quiz planned. We've got guys from the SPVFA who have helped us out with a Hall of Fame style stellar screenshot segment. We've got a second race with Commander Ascorbius, as well as a special segment with perhaps some Odyssey information thrown in. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm going to hand over to Stephen then, who's going to very thoroughly and clearly explain to perfection the Twitch drop situation for anyone who's looking to get some free cosmetics from today's stream.
Yeah, absolutely no pressure there, Bruce. Thanks. With perfection. Yes.
Listen carefully, Stephen. You can hear that buck. It just slid all the way out.
Yeah, I thought I heard something. I'm just double checking where we put the. We definitely announced.
Whilst you're doing that, I just want to say a couple of things. Firstly, to echo what Bruce has said, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for being so supportive this year and with what's coming up in the future. Please bear in mind that on this particular show, we're trying to do a lot of things working from home. So as you can see, there's 5 of us all in a call. We're going to try and have 4 of us on screen playing a game. We're going to flip between quizzes and different calls. I am not in charge for obvious reasons, because if I was in charge, this would all be on fire, and we wouldn't get this far. So please bear with us. There will be a few sort of back soon moments where we flick out of calls and have to rearrange our ships in Elite Dangerous and bits and bobs. So just bear with us, chat. We'll get there. With the Twitch drops that Stephen's going to go through in a moment, there is stuff in our forum post to tell you how to claim your drops. So if you're not sure, please go there. We will allow enough time. Stephen's looking at me. Shut up!
Literally, my whole segment is gone now. Just go for it, Arthur. Go on, you go for it. I said that I was stuff to cover.
But we are confident that the issue that players was experiencing with Xbox has been resolved. So you should be able to get your Twitch drops for Xbox. I tested this yesterday on my Xbox account, and I did receive the Twitch drops. So now, Stephen, tell us about those Twitch drops.
I mean, I don't know if there's much more to say at this point, but yes, if you were here last time, you would have noticed that we ran a test to do some Twitch drops. The first Twitch drop you would have got if you watched for, I think it was 20, well, it was half an hour, was the purple paint job. The second one, which was 45 minutes, you were able to get the purple paint job for your SRV and fighters, and then the final one was purple engine trails and purple shooty laser pointer thingies. Bullets, as you call it. So we're offering that
Space
again.
bullets.
Space bullets, lasers. Yes, so because some people had some issue or missed the stream last time, we thought since we're in such a festive spirit again, we would be offering them again with our other drops, which will be alongside them. The times have changed. As Bruce said, we've got a jam-packed stream. This stream will take possibly around 4 hours. We're assuming it might be more, might be less, depending if any of us start crying and everything blows up. But that'll be fine. We'll get through that. So for the first drop, to be able to gain, to claim your first drop, you will need to watch the stream for 30 minutes. You will then get the festive Sidewinder paint job, and you'll also get the purple paint job. If you watch for a full hour, which is 60 minutes, you will get the festive paint job for the Cobra Mark III and the Alliance Chieftain, and you will also get the purple paint job for the fighters and the SRV. And finally, if you watch for 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is 90 minutes altogether, you will get the Asp Explorer and the Crate Mark II festive paint job, along with the shooty purple engines and weapon colours. So you will get all of that. As Arthur and Bruce said, we have posted the link in the chat. You will need to link your Frontier accounts and make sure that your Twitch and your Frontier accounts are linked up. Make sure it's the account that you want them to go to. And Zone Commanders don't have, so I have multiple accounts. So make sure the account you want the prize to go to is that account. It should be 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and 90 minutes. If we do, for some reason, have to cancel this, not cancel the stream, stop the stream, and then come back online, it will carry over. So, say if we're on for 15 minutes, something blows up, it's an elite stream, it can happen. We will continue that once we go live again. It has to be live to get the drop. So, if you're not watching this live, you'll not get the drop. So please keep watching if something happens and goes down, because the time will then add up together. You will have until tomorrow night to claim your drop, but we ask as soon as you get it in it, go check your inventory, claim it with your account connected. And other than that, I think that's all to do with Twitch drops so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So like Stephen has said there, and Arthur has said, there will be some breaks between segments while we organize ourselves for the various bits that we're doing. Doesn't matter if there's a break. If we actually go offline at any point, don't worry, we will be coming back, and your time will still be racking up for collecting those drops. Hour and a half in total to get all of them, but we've got a nice long stream. It's going to be about 3 or 4 hours, so plenty of time to get them. We're also giving away some extra goodies. We have some string lights and Christmas themed bobbleheads to give out, so we'll be giving those out throughout the stream randomly, as well as some Elite Dangerous themed goodie bags and one Elgato Stream Deck as the main prize. So stay tuned and stay alert for a chance to win those. I think that just about wraps things up for the intro, guys. So I suppose we should switch right on over to the 2020 review and have a look at everything that's happened this past year.
Yes, exactly. So before we head off, it has been such a year for us. So this 2020 review is not everything that's happened in Elite over the years, because we have had so many things. We have so many fantastic commanders yourselves who go out and do charity events, you know, just do kind of community events. Even though it is COVID, you've been doing them online as well. Events in game. There's lots of different groups, but we have a hand selection because unfortunately we can't do a 36-hour stream because there's so much. So we've selected a hand few, but we're going to say goodbye to 3 of our lovely community members, Bruce, Zach, and Paul, whilst Arth and I go give you a very interesting and fun description of it all.
Bye for now.
Bye.
You guys need to leave now. So they're leaving. It is leaving. It's catching up.
It takes a while. It does take a while.
It does take a while.
There we go.
There we go.
That's a lot on my face there, Stephen.
That's just you and me, buddy. It's just you and me now. Oh yeah, we got this.
Now they're gone. I mean, God, working with them is such a pain.
Do you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking about
that Dorito guy.
Yeah, I'm being
Yes.
told. Yeah, I'm being told that I'm very quiet. So for anybody who has just joined in, again, we'll just reiterate: this is a working from home stream. It's a very long stream. There's a lot of stuff on this, and I have a good, decent, dingy wee laptop, so it might blow up. But we're going to see how it goes. So we're going to go and jump straight into some things that have happened throughout the year. So Arthur, would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
I can start with January. I'll be honest, I want to thank the team for putting this together. I have been working, well, we all have, in fairness, been working super, super hard to get the various bits and bobs at the door this month, some of which we'll share later on with you today. So thank you to the guys, to Stephen, to Zach, to Paul, and well, not to Bruce, never thank Bruce.
Never thank Bruce.
For putting some information together. But yeah, let's start in January. So January was obviously before I joined, but we had the Sidewinder Express with WK Jez. Took a Sidewinder with stock core modules with no engineering and no Guardian tech to Colonia for a brand new account, raising a whopping £1,750 for special effect. With the support, of course, as always, from the community. So well done, WK Jez, and to everyone else out there raising money. It's really, really cool. Yeah. Also in January, the Hutton Truckers operation.
Before we move on, this was just something I was going to add in. I forgot to add to the list that you're reading off perfectly.
I'll take my patches back. Stephen's rubbish.
I'm just interrupting you because you interrupted me at the start. That's it. I've got nothing to say. No. So you'll see Special Effect a lot. If you don't know who Special Effect are, they are a fantastic charity that helps with disabled gamers, helps them to actually experience what we get to experience because we all love video games. So it's a fantastic charity. There's a lot of people who raise money for it. Just want to give a big shout out to everybody who has done something for Special Effect and for the whole Special Effect crew. Barry is a phenomenal human being as well, and we just want to say that we are thinking about him. If you know about Barry, he works very hard for this. He's also a big Elite Dangerous fan, so we're thinking about him. So we're going to move on to the next one now, Arthur.
Okay, so we had the Hutton Truckers Operation Hot Mess. Which was an initiative to deliver a Hutton mug to every single commodity-capable station and outpost in the galaxy. So that's 55,455 different stations across 20,612 star systems, and it also took mugs to an Antarctic trip and up a volcano for special effects. I saw the Antarctic trip.
Yeah, so we've got pictures. We've got pictures.
Oh yeah, excellent.
So yeah, so as you can see, this is a couple of truckers who walked up a volcano to raise money for special effects with the Hutton sign, and we've also got the Hutton mug. So for the mug in the chat, please, if we can. So this was actually out in the Antarctic. So not only in game did they take it all over, and everybody took it all over. We actually were there for when it started. I actually took the first mug and delivered it. Thank you so much, Flossie, for firing all of those mugs at me. This is just phenomenal that people have taken these mugs around the world, and just like everybody, our commanders are around the world.
When the world sorts itself out, more of this, please. I love this.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
So we move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the next point in January, we had Malik VR did 3306's first Buckyball run from Seoul to Beagle Point in 8 hours 10 minutes. He also managed to jump off the moon and miss an entire planet and land on the original moon he jumped off of, which is I'm certain is definitely part of how the game was intended to be played.
It's not. It's not. I'm not even going to tell. I literally remember sitting there when this happened, and I had a message from. It was actually a developer. I came in and they were like, "Did you see what Malik did last night?" He went, "No." I went, "He kind of broke the game." Like, what? I was like, "What?" So I jumped on, had a look, and I think he decided he used because Malik is very good at flying, especially with the FA off. He used to be a helicopter pilot, so he knows how to fly these things. He actually took the gravity and the velocity of the SRV into the moon, hit it off of the moon, used the gravity to come out to start to fly over, and he left his computer running for hours to kind of go over to the moon. It was a phenomenal stream.
If I was ever in a spaceship, a real spaceship out of fuel, Malik would be the guy you'd want on the other end, wouldn't you? To talk you through like trajectory and like velocity and to get you back to Earth. You'd probably pancake when you got back to Earth. You'd be traveling at 1 million miles per hour, but you'd get back.
Yeah.
And then finally, in January, we had Commander Exigeous, was YouTube Gaming's gamer creator on the rise. Now, if you don't follow Exigeous, you really should. X puts out a lot of great content and tutorials for new commanders. He's also, and I said this before, he's also one of the most honest elite commanders we have out there, and as often will give a very vocal but very, very constructive feedback to us via the community. So big love to Exigeous. Give his channel a good look if you want to sort of go into the very basic stuff, or indeed the really detailed stuff about Elite Dangerous. X covers pretty much everything, from engineering to basically how to land your ship without killing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And like we said before, we're not covering every single commander because we don't have the time, but we are going to highlight a few. And just so you know, if you're not highlighted in this, we still love and adore and appreciate everything that you do for us. So let's move on to the next thing, which was also awesome, which was this Game Blast, which is crazy. So I'm going to take this one a wee bit,
This is
Arthur.
February, right?
This is February because you'll notice that there's a few people on that couch that you'll recognise or might not recognise. So obviously there's Bo, myself, Shanti, Paul, Paige, and Will, and that was the community team back in February. Obviously we then had Bruce join, we then had Arthur join. Paige left; she's now streaming on Twitch now as well. You can check her out, Arthremus. Obviously the other team, the other people are from the other pillar who work on Planet Zoom, Planet Coaster, and JWE. Will obviously moved on to production. He's still with the company, but we've now got a new team. But it was still an important time to show and remember because that was only February when we were all in the office and not ridden with COVID, and we were able to stay up for 24 hours and raise £26,000 for special
Incredible.
effect through Game Blast, and that's thanks to all of you who joined and helped us raise that money. I was delirious. I had tartan trousers on. I got caught by special effects dancing at about, I think it was 5 in the morning after being up for so long. It was a phenomenal, exhausting stream. Fun fact, I almost sold my trousers. I would have done it, but I didn't get the right amount for them, sadly. But yeah, so that happened. Phenomenal stream.
Nobody put in £5 because clearly that's
Those are expensive. I've got them upstairs. Those were expensive, by the way. High taste, quality standards.
high taste indeed. Yeah.
And the next thing that happened, which is in March, is
So in March we. Oh, are you doing this? I thought we were doing
yeah,
month by.
I missed the other one, but we'll go back to it.
Just see, you
missed that.
you give me a hard time.
I thought it was more important.
So we're doing March. So March we would. So we start with the fuel rats because that's what's on the screen. So the fuel rats rescued the 70,000th rescue by the fuel rats. So that just shows you how active that group is. And we've showcased the fuel rats only last week? I think the fuel rats were on. So if you missed that stream, please check it out on the pod. There's a whole community there, one of many communities that have sort of spawned from Elite Dangerous that go out and do various things around the galaxy.
Yeah.
And I nearly spoiled things then.
Oh yeah.
Very excited to see how many other communities will spawn
from that
in the future.
Yes. I just remember this is back in, just in case anybody in the chat is thinking they've done more by now. This was back in March this year. We're on March.
Yeah, we're in March. And also we were joined by Bruce. Bruce.
Yes, I accidentally hit the picture because I thought, oh, next picture, and it's the fuel rats. We had to talk about that first. But of course, Bruce joined us, as I said earlier, from the previous group. Bruce joined us as a new community manager. He was a try to say nice things here, Arth. He was a valued and very
He was. That's past tense.
He was. He was. No. We're so glad that Bruce joined the team on Elite Dangerous and obviously worked on the game Struggling as well, which is phenomenal. Very happy to have Bruce on board. He's doing a lot for the Elite community. He has been a really great additional member to us, so we're glad that he's there. And the only reason I'm saying this is because he's not on stream, and I'm not going to say anything nice to his face.
Yeah, we don't often don't say anything nice to Bruce in person, but generally I give him a hard time. But he works his absolute socks off for the community. I'm sure those of you that sort of are behind the scenes, you will know that Bruce is often talking to you all, listening, feeding back. He's been sort of fundamentally involved in the balancing aspect of what's coming into Elite Dangerous and championing that and putting that through. So we're all passionate about Elite Dangerous, and so is Bruce. And I give him a hard time, well, because it's easy. But yeah, he's okay. There you go.
Yeah, he's all right. No bad. That's what I'd say. No bad. More importantly, let's move on to April. April was obviously a big month for us. This was probably one of the biggest releases that we've had since even last year. This was the long-awaited Fleet Carriers, which this was the first look in April when we were getting ready to launch the beta, which again, the beta was the first one in the last 2 years, so it was really exciting, really busy time, and we hope that everybody is still enjoying their Fleet Carriers and charging people for them. And the next thing that we're going to show off in that month is from Boss Lady B, who is another fantastic streamer. If you don't know who she is, go check her out on Twitch. So she kicks off the Finance Friday. So it's a weekly group mining session with hundreds of commanders, new and old, enabling many commanders the means to get funds for their fleet carriers and feeling part of a community every week, which is phenomenal because if you have played Elite Dangerous, or if you're just joining us now, or if it's new, or did you got it last month or whatever, mining is another big part of Elite. There's many different ways to do it, and sometimes it can be quite daunting because there's a lot of things to do. So it's always good to have some help. So it's a great group to come together and help you learn how to mine. And talking and keeping on the theme of fleet carriers, and we also had the Deep Space Support Array startup. So the Deep Space Support Array was a kind of collective of commanders who all.
This was super cool. Super cool.
It was something we always say this that our commanders take what we make in the game and they do the most amazing things with it, either be it crazy, either be it exciting, or either being heart moving and heartwarming. I meant to say, not moving, heartwarming and moving. And with the Deep Space Support Array, we had a bunch of commanders come together who donated their fleet carrier so that people could try and come up with a chain and explore the galaxy even further. So that was phenomenal. We didn't have to put anything together. We just gave them big shouts out and supported them and thanked them and had them on for a live stream. But they did this all without us, and it was phenomenal. And to continue on with that kind of theme, we also had the first beta for fleet carriers, which again was phenomenal, having all the commanders jump into the beta, coming back with great feedback, suggestions, ideas to help us to get fleet carriers where they needed to be. We do remember that at the start there was a lot of upset around certain elements, which we then changed and added and adapted, and that's all thanks to yourself, because hopefully the next time we do a beta, you'll come and join us and do the same. Okay, and the next one that we also have, we're still in April. April was a very busy month, was the phenomenal Down to Earth Astronomy, which again, if you've not checked them out, it's over on YouTube. Check out Down to Earth Astronomy. So Down to Earth Astronomy launched the Commander Toolbox, which was there to help commanders both old and new. So if you've not checked out the toolbox, just Google it, put in Elite Dangerous Commander Toolbox, and it will come up. It's phenomenal. Again, this is another influencer who has gone on and out of their own back made something to help support players and help support the game. So it is phenomenal. And talking about supporting players and getting everyone together, we're all aware we're working from home. There's a global pandemic, and it all kind of started, I would say, around May. I think Bruce was in the office for 2 weeks, and then we all got sent home. And what's really upsetting about that is every year we normally have community-led events which we go to and we really enjoy and we love doing them. And one of them was the Elite Community Meet, which I was really excited to do because, fun fact, Arthur, actually the last Elite Community Meet I was starting that weekend, and I had to move all my stuff. I had to move all my stuff down, and when I got there, it was basically like you can come, but we're like a couple hours away, and I've just moved all my stuff down from Scotland, so I didn't get the chance to go to this one. But they booked out this big hall. It was lovely. All these commanders came together. Will wore a kimono in a swimming pool at some point. It was lovely. These things all happen, but
I mean, I did say. I mean, I missed when I joined as well. There was a few that came. I'm sure there might even be on here like LaveCon and stuff, which we couldn't attend, but obviously because of the world situation. Once it straightens itself out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone, that it's on the right track. We do intend to come back and have these events and in person, so we can meet you all in person, and only if we can work out how tall everyone is. Because
I said that because you're a giant. You're a giant.
I'm not a giant. Stop saying it. People
tall.
now assume that I'm some sort of giant. I'm not.
You are. It's like the mountain. But yes. We'll jump over to that that just because that fits perfectly with what we're talking about. This is the virtual Elite Community Meet, which was pulled together, which was phenomenal. We got to stay home, eat, drink, play, and chat, and it was lovely. It was organised by a lot of community members that had the fantastic Hutton Truckers on as well, with help from Lave Radio, two amazing player groups who also do podcasts and stream as well, so please check them out. And other groups and streamers all collaborated together because even though we're quite spread around the world. We have a great community bond together. And because of the pandemic, we couldn't meet up. We had it all set up. I even went and tried a burger, which was lovely. But we had to do it online. So we moved it onto Discord, where there were 13 channels for different games, events set up. A main stage was broadcasted. There was a dedicated Twitch channel, which dropped in and out of various streams throughout the day. This included something from the Buckyball Race Club, SRV and ship races, which have since become standing challenges from that. So we're going to go into Buckyball and the Elite Racers a wee bit later on. But yeah, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And that's April. That was most of what we got out of April, which was
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of
packed.
stuff in April.
Yeah. So we'll move to the next month. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, just to be aware, we have got some stuff to give away as well. I can see people claiming stuff, which is great. But what I'll do is I'll wait till those die down, because we've got some festive string lights and a bubblehead to give away. We also have a goodie bag we're going to give away as well. Now, in that goodie bag, we're going to have an Odyssey t-shirt, an Odyssey pin badge, an Odyssey water cup, which I did pilfer one from the office. Look, there we go.
Oh, fancy.
I know, right? And I'm not just. This is a small water cup. It's not to back
You
up.
need to move it a wee bit.
I'm not a giant. I'm not a giant. This is actually a
no, that's a
water
full size. Look, this is my water cup. This is my water bottle. Look, and it's the same size as that one. And Arthur's just a giant.
It's not. And also, there will be some really cool Razer earbuds as well. So that's a really cool gift bag. So we'll wait for the drops to sort of die down a little bit, and then we'll give those away. Maybe we'll give them away when we reach December of. Well, no, we're not going to December, because we're in December.
It's a Christmassy one. There is some stuff.
Yeah, we're doing December.
We do have December. We've got December, and in December we'll get ready to give a prize away.
Yeah. So we're in May. So in May there was the second fleet carrier beta, where we took a lot of feedback on board from players, and a lot of that was implemented into fleet carriers. As you'll see with Elite, and one of the things we're super conscious to talk about, betas are really useful for us to gauge feedback, and also mechanically, like what's going on with the game. But the thing about Elite, it's a live game. It's always evolving and always changing. And one of the things we're always looking to do is take feedback on board. As long as it's constructive, I have no issue with it being fired our way, and neither the team. So we're always listening. No one ever claims to be perfect first time every time. Well, Stephen does, but everybody else is pretty much. We're always listening and looking to make the Elite Dangerous Galaxy a better galaxy for everyone. So the beta began then, and then the Gnosis retired from service by Canon. So we have that also took place, and the Gnosis is a very famous ship. There was a really cool video we showed on one of our previous streams of the Gnosis, which included an amazing painting, I believe, by Beetlejude, who I often shout about because I'm constantly amazed at her. Just her passion, but just her casual skill at doing pictures is just infuriating. Because I can't draw anything. It's great. And then we had the Turning the Wheel initiative began, where commanders came together to bring back the Dark Wheel. They were only one jump away from testing Sol, and one jump away from arriving within the area of LFT 509. Many commanders working together have done what is said to be impossible: expand the influence of the Dark Wheel across the bubble. And that really is a concerted effort by this group of players and individuals, which is again, as I know Steve said it earlier, but one of the things that is incredible is we can try and predict what we think players are going to do, but you always surprise us with what comes up, and that's just when we get to Odyssey. I cannot wait to see what comes next. So yeah. So that's May. That was May.
That was me, exactly. So let's move into June, which was actually a very, very, very busy month for us, because there were certain things like we launched fleet carriers. We'll go into that moment. We announced Odyssey. We'll go into that moment. But even more importantly, we were joined by the fantastic Chuck Handgun, which, if you do not know who Chuck Handgun is, it's our very own Arthur Tolmie. So Arthur joined us as lead community manager back in June, which was quite a hectic time for you. Because again, you just kind of joined in, fleet carriers were out, Odyssey's kind of announced. But I really think what people care about more than learning about how much you brought to the team and all that rubbish is who's Chuck Handgun and why is he called Chuck Handgun?
Who's Chuck Handgun? Well, who is Chuck Handgun indeed? So I have people who watch streams will know this. So when I ever create a persona in game or any character, I tend to look. What I do is I pick a very short sort of single syllable name that I think is macho, and then I link it to and also like a weapon of some sort, because I think that's the best way to create like an 80s style hero. So that's the origin of Chuck Handgun. And if he ever spoke online, which I believe many years ago I had a persona account for Chuck Handgun, he only ever referred to himself in the third person, and he only ever spoke in capitals. So that is
capitals.
he only ever spoke in capitals.
I like how that minute detail was so important. Like, he only ever spoke in capitals.
Yeah. And he only referred to himself in the third person.
Yeah.
So he'd never be like, he'd be like, Chuck Handgun doesn't. That's how it was. So he wouldn't be, I don't do this. He's like, Chuck Handgun doesn't do this. Yeah. So that's Chuck Handgun. Thank you very much for digging out that picture. That's very flattering.
No,
Very much appreciated.
I loved it. I'm so glad that I could show it. I was really excited about this. But yes, as we said, it's really great that you joined our team when you did. It was a really busy time, and I think I can say for the community and from the team as well that we really appreciate everything that you do. You work your socks off. I almost swore there. See, and you instill the fear of a manager in me, not to say it. No, you really do work hard for the community, and I hope they all know that, and I'm sure that they do. That you do a lot for the way of Elite Dangerous and for them on their behalf. So we're really glad that you could join, and no more soppy stuff because I don't like being nice. So we're going to move on to the next.
I was getting worried for you then, Stephen. You seemed overly nice. I was waiting for the punchline.
I know I've got like a sore bit in my side now. So the other big part of June obviously was that we released fleet carriers, which again, thanks to everybody's efforts and the betas, we were able to release them in June, and we're really happy with how they turned out. And I think a lot of people are. And if you have your fleet carrier and love it, let us know. But not only did we release fleet carriers, we announced the next stage of Elite Dangerous Odyssey, which we are really looking forward to. Obviously, it's pre-order now, so you can head over to our store. You can head over to Steam, Epic. You can pre-order it. So we're really excited to be bringing that to you next year. So please wait for any news and information that comes on that. But again, super exciting time. As you know, I've been on the project since I think was it started last year? No, the year before. Was it the year before? No, it was last year. No, it was last year. Last year I started.
No, with the way it is, Stephen, every day seems like the same day. This is just one long day.
over and over and over
where
again.
You snap in between.
That's it. Yeah. Because I mean you can. So it's been such a long time. So I've been looking forward to this just as much as everybody else. So early next year we should be seeing that. We're excited for that. And after that, we also not only did we have like events in game that happened, we also had this super cool event that was brought to us by the Anti-Xeno Initiative group. So if you don't know who the Anti-Xeno Initiative are, they are the group that come together to fight off the Thargoid threat. I know a lot of people love Thargoids, but they do attack us and kill some of us, so we need a good defense. So the Art of War was a community goal that was a community goal
purely. Love this artwork.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. They had a video and everything.
Speaks to my inner 80s.
Your inner 80s. So it was a community goal that was led purely by the community. It had nothing to do with us. We just offered a reward of a decal, and the goal was to collect like 10,000 Thargoid hearts. I think I've got it here. It was the community goal was to get 10,000 Thargoid hearts and any other materials in order to build their new fleet carrier, the Astra. And I say new because it never changed in game. This was all community led, so it was phenomenal. And a great show and a great event. Thank you very much for doing that, guys. So we're going on to July now. So we don't have an image for this next month. So we're just going to stay here. But as we said before, we had the virtual ECM. We also had an online LaveCon, which brought a lot of commanders together for social distancing. I'm really sorry we didn't have an image for this. We tried to find one, but all the resolution sizes that we could get, we never got any good ones. So if you share anyone has any information, share it in the chat. But LaveCon again, and hopefully ECM will be back next year. Hopefully not virtual. Hopefully it'll be in face to face. So check them out when they come through. So you've got the next one, Arf.
So we're in July now, right? Sorry. So July, obviously, we had the Buckyball Racing launches its keys to the carrier competition. So there we go. Buckyball guys, we've done a lot of stuff with them in the past, and we're doing stuff with them tonight. They're a great group of people. It was a race to collect 3 Guardian keys from 3 different Guardian beacons and return them to fleet carriers. To return them to the fleet carrier. Keys cut while you wait. I really struggled there. As quickly as possible. The Buckyball guys and girls find a very, very unique way to have races throughout the galaxy, which is always fun to watch. Then something that sounds something I'd take part in and be an admiral in is the biscuit battle over Dunker's Rest. And this definitely sounds like a war that should be fought. New Sinbad took over the home base of Ed 38 Dunker's Rest in the Dubonel system.
I'm
going to get it wrong. Whilst the owners were supporting the Hut Normal Chuckles Hot Mess event. Whilst tensions began in April, the full conflict escalated in July after diplomatic attempts failed. Ed's 38 assembled a crack force comprising of multiple groups to take their home system back. The epic event gaining respect in the Colonia Embassy lasted for several months. Ed's 38 were ultimately successful, and the biscuit production was restarted.
So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, Ed used to be a community manager here on Elite Dangerous, and he would have this segment. I think it was like every stream, or it was every Monday stream. He would come in and he would do biscuit ratings, and he would rate different biscuits. So from that, I think that's how the biscuit battle from Dunker's Rest was to make biscuits for Ed.
And if anybody's asking, the actual greatest biscuit in existence is the chocolate digestive, and that's it. There will be nothing else said in it.
It's a good dunkable one, but you're forgetting maybe like a caramel log. Like, I don't know if you old school caramel log just put in. But yeah, so we're gonna let's agree to disagree, Arthur, because you're wrong.
Yeah.
So also on top of that, you've got Ed's 38, which was a core group that has been there from the very beginning when Ed started streaming and doing a lot of elite stuff online and with the community. So obviously a much loved group and a very, very long standing members of Elite Dangerous.
Yep, and then moving on, in July, we also had the Burr Pit reaches 10,000 followers on YouTube. If you're not following the Burr Pits, please do. A great family of elite players. Commander Burr sharing a very similar haircut and beard attire. Also purveyor of scarves in space. Big fan of that. Rini, probably one of the best camera operators out there in the business. So well worth a look at the channel.
And to be fair though, not only a great photographer, she also has to put up the bar. So tops.
Yeah, I mean, so there we go. And then we have in July, Operation Ida concludes with over 1,500 commanders moved over 110 million tons to repair 146 stations. So that's
a nice big gift.
These guys. Whenever a station goes into, I mean, one of the things we're looking at now, obviously with fleet carriers and narrative and stuff that's going on, is like when stations are in a state of repair, these guys mobilize like nothing we've ever seen. So it's very hard to keep stations down. Very hard with this group in existence.
Kind of screws up our plans. We're like double the effort.
Just really destroy the stations next time.
I know, like make it unfixable. So the next we're now into August. That was July. What an exciting time has been this year. So the next one is the Operation Red Eye, which again was a charity event which was led by WKG's Jez. I don't know, I was that Jez, who basically created a new account, got an Anaconda, engineered it, and Guardian FSD drived it to set off to Colonia in under 24 hours, which if you've ever been to Colonia, you know is very far away. Raised over 4,000 for special effect, and they pulled in an astonishing 2.8 thousand viewer peak on Twitch, which is phenomenal. Well done. Again, this is the second time we've put up WKJs, but we really appreciate all the efforts you're doing, especially towards special effects, which is amazing. We've got somebody in the chat saying, how long is this stream going to be? Roughly about 4 hours. We think it might run over, it might run under. We don't know. We expect 4 hours. But yeah, great. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for doing that again. And not only that, we released the first Dev Diary 1 Giant Leap, which was really exciting because it was the first look and the first kind of step in what we're showing as these developer diary series, which we got to have a first look into Elite Dangerous Odyssey, which was super exciting. I got to interview developers from the game. It was really fun. We had a really nice live stream for it, and we were really excited for it. So it was just the start. The next one we have again just the AXI logo again. So if you're into Thargoid hunting or want to get into it, you can find them on Discord. This is their initiative to complete, which is the one you saw before, the Art of War. They were able to complete it and they received a lot of decal and rewards. So congratulations for that. And finally, another great charity event was Val and Vane, who did this. They raised £1,500 in a charity stream for the Survivors Trust. So again, another great charity event. Again, there's many people done this year using Elite Dangerous. We are so grateful for all of them. And please, if you've not been mentioned, know that we have seen it. We do love it, and we do appreciate everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arthur, what was happening in September, I believe?
Well, Galnet. So one of the things that we all know the community were passionate about, and when I first joined back, if you, in fact, I did a brief interview with the Burrs, funny enough, the other week. So if you saw that, you'll know this story. But when I first joined the team at Elite, I spoke to all the guys and asked them like what the burning issues were, or what they wanted to see back in the game, what they were all trying to get in. And without a fail, Bruce, Paul, and Stephen all was screamed at me like, "Galnet, Galnet, Galnet! We want this in, and we want to get this back and rolling again." And so yeah, there we go. In September, it came back. It did take a lot of planning because it wasn't just a case of flicking a button. The guys worked really hard. And Lawrence is not here. We tried to get him on, but he's still busy. Lawrence and the team. So big, huge shout out and love to Lawrence and all the people involved in narrative, for Dav for sorting out content, and for Chris and all the other guys that test stuff behind the scenes before it goes live, for the constant watching of community goals as they go on. There's too many people to thank, and it's great that we get to give the good news and say like Garrett's there, but it really is an effort on so many different people's points. So Lawrence, if you're watching, get back to work. No, I'm joking. If you're watching, thank you so much. Thank you to all the team. Thank you to Dad. Thank you to Chris. I forget names. Thank you to the translation team that work very, very hard and getting this stuff out. And thank you for helping us plan a very compelling narrative that we've only just really started. And I'm glad to see some people are enjoying. So yes, it was a big, big moment. Was Galnet. And then we had another big news. We merged.
That was not that's the wrong month. It's in the wrong month, I believe. But before we move on from that, I was actually here when we unfortunately had to stop doing Galnet because focuses were shifted, and it was really glad to see it come back. That one was in the wrong month, so we'll go back to that.
I thought it was. Yeah.
It's just been put in the wrong thing, so it's totally fine in the chaos. But we caught it out. I did catch it out, which moves us to the next point.
So then we had. Oh, do you want to carry on with this one?
Did I go into the wrong month? Have I moved too far?
Well, I was on Horizon. Was folding in. It's on my list.
Yeah, that's not now. That was in October.
Oh, okay.
That's when we.
Yeah. So we've got a new set of screenshots competition as well, which also launched. So which is again one of something Bruce worked really hard on. I'm a big fan of set of screenshots, and we've got the guys on from the SPVFA.
That's the one.
I did it.
SPVFA. That's the first time on a live stream you can do that.
Yeah.
And for anybody watching, I know this is Dev Diary Forging Your Own Path. There was just a wee mix up with some images there, so we do apologise. But this is going to be next. But we're talking about SPVFA right now because cool.
So big fan of all set of screenshots, and Bruce worked hard to get the commercial team to provide a skin for the winners. So that was we revamped that set of screenshot competition, and then of course we had the second Dev Diary, which was Forging Your Own Path. Which is a really cool Dev Diary, which we put out. And again, whenever we get a chance to have a peek behind the scenes, it's really, really cool to do. And also big shout out to the guys that make these Dev Diaries happen. It's not as easy as people think, especially with the way the world is at the moment, to get various people to travel in who are working from home, to get them interviewed, to get edited together. So huge shout out to Al, who is always behind the scenes, always pulling strings, shaking fists and upsetting people to get things done and get it out to the community. Without Al, we couldn't do it. So thank you, Al. Huge shout to the creative service team, Chris in particular, for making sure that these Dev Diaries come out and you get them edited in time. So yeah, and that was the next point on my list. And I've sort of lost my place here because I've been given platitudes, Stephen. So I believe that was everything for that month.
Yes, that was October, wasn't it? No, that was September.
That was September.
Yes. So next we have the fight back between the resurgence of the Thargoids. The Thargoids returned, and we had commanders fight them back, and it was a very spooky Halloween special where the Adamastor showed up, and we had some suspicious an event. We had a very special Halloween event, which was really exciting, which had a different story as well as that. We also had the phenomenal Crispy Tater Tot, another fantastic streamer and commander, who raised over £3,000 for the National Alliance on Mental Health. Mental illness during a 12-hour Elite Dangerous stream. So congratulations on that, and thank you again for such a great event. So the next one we're in is November.
So November. So obviously you're aware that Elite Dangerous came to the Epic Store, and we saw quite the influx of new players, which was really nice to see. And just because it's great not only to see new players in the game, but to see how the more experienced players rallied around to support those players via streams, videos, content. It was really nice to see. We also began balancing the game balancing program, which Bruce and I have been looking at in depth. Bruce mainly has been taking feedback and working behind the scenes to see what's actually happening in game and the perceived realities of it all. And that is a very real thing. And because sometimes the game could be working correctly in terms of the figure work behind the scenes, but players aren't seeing it, and then we need to tweak to adjust. But that seems to be going really, really well. It's just getting started. It's still continuing to the new year, but big shout out to Bruce for that. And then huge news for the guys that run the Elite Dangerous Reddit. Hit a whopping 250,000 subscribers, or past it, 250,000 subscribers. Congratulations to those guys. Yeah, so well done for those. And that was November, and then we're into the month we're in now.
Yes, so we are in December, but as we're in December, I just want to remind everybody really quickly that there are Twitch drops going. It has been over 30 minutes, so you should have received your first Twitch drop, which was the Festive Sidewinder and the Purple Paint Jobs. You can claim them now in your inventory. Make sure that you have connected your Frontier account on the store, along with your... Just going to make sure that I've still got that saved. Yep, here at the Frontier Store Net. Please connect it with your account and you can claim your Twitch drop now. The next one should be coming in 9 minutes if you watched at the start. If not, you can watch for another hour. We'll be here for a while. But also, you were going to give out a prize, Arthur. So why don't you give out a prize, and that gives us a wee bit of time to then go through this last month.
Okay, so to give out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give out a prize for the first one will be for the string lights and the bobblehead. And in order to claim that prize, or to win that prize, I want you to do exclamation mark special effect. I want you in the chat, exclamation mark special effect, and then we'll pick a random winner. I say one of the guys will, because last time I tried to do this, I pretty much broke everything.
Fantastic. Okay, so next we were in December. December has been a really exciting year. And looking back at everything, it's been a crazy year. It's been fun. It's had its highs, its lows, its downs, its ups, and just a wonderful time. And I'm glad that we're doing it all together. And what was even great is that we were able to show off the first gameplay trailer at the Game Awards, which Arthur and myself both stayed up to about 4 o'clock in the morning with. It was a lot of fun. I had the day off the next day. He did not. That sounded rough. So great job to everybody who put that together, and well done. We are a step closer. On top of that, again, it is the festive period, so we have been offering arcs for the next 12 days, kind of similar to the 12 days of Christmas adage thing. So every day, if you log in, you will receive arcs. It goes up as you go towards the 12th day, so please log in and you can get your free arcs. Next, really exciting news, which was it's been going on for a couple of months.
That image is
yeah. So if you haven't seen this yet, if you not seen this, there was a live stream that took place of 2 colliding gas planets. So as you know, the universe is a 1-to-1 scale replica. So this gas planet was discovered by Commander LCU and Canon, who Canon Research Group, and they were hosted by Ghost Giraffe to witness a rare event of 2 gas giants colliding. I believe they called them Rhubarb and Custard.
They were, yes, Rhubarb and Custard was the names affectionately given to them.
Yes, so this was a phenomenal thing. So check that out. I believe we might have a winner. Do we have someone? Okay. So do we have a winner? I'm just checking to see. So no, not yet. So the next one is obviously, just to get away from this fantastic representation of 2 giant planets. We have the so again, we talked about the Buckyball Racers, but this one is from Elite Racers. This is the Scarab Mastery Championship, which is done by, I believe, a lot of move forward was from Commander Black Mace. So we will have him on later on. But as you can see, it's a new championship. I think it's lasting about 6 months, and it's all going to be in SRV. Arthur and I went on and we actually did some parkour with SRVs, which was awesome. Parkour. Parkour. And finally, we were wanting to end on another high, because that is what the community keeps giving us every single time. Bruce and I were on last week with the phenomenal Fuel Rats. We got to go out and we got to save someone, and we just wanted to say that they are set to complete their 100,000th rescue. So we want to give a big thank you to the Fuel Rats, but also the Hull Seals, and also every single commander group who are together and bring an extra bit to our game, especially in this year, in this trying times. All of our content creators, all of our commanders, everybody who's supported us along the way, we really thank you for that. So I believe that the winner of the prize is going to be Salami underscore 42. So Salami underscore 42. If you could please message community. I can see that you're on Twitch. So I can see that you are on Twitch. So if you look down at the bottom, you'll see you can claim a prize. But for anyone who doesn't know, if you do win a prize, just email community@frontier.co.uk, and we will try and get that sorted for you. So you won. What was the prize again, Arthur?
It was the string lights and the bobblehead.
Fantastic. The string lights and the bobblehead. You will be getting that. So now, as we said before at the start of the stream, we might have to jump to some backsoon streams because we've got a really exciting next part.
I'm terrified, Steve. I'm terrified.
I've not even given this a
I've
try
not
yet.
had a chance to practice this at all. I've
No.
watched the video this morning, and that's it.
I watched it
Half my
before
shit.
the stream. So yeah, I literally watched it before the stream. So we have two fantastic racers. I think it's only two of them are coming with us. I think it's Black Maze and Alec Turner are going to be joining us for a really cool course that they've put together for us. So I'm terrified of doing it. It'll be myself, Bruce,
The worst
Zach,
part about
and
it
Arthur.
is people who watch the video, and I'm sure it's Alec flying. He makes it look really cool and easy, and we're about to destroy that by
Smash
probably
that.
plowing into.
We'll smash
Okay.
it. We'll smash it. It'll be good. So
Cool.
please stick around. We're going to jump to a backsoon screen while we set up everything. As I said, we are working from home. Please be patient with us. Obviously, if you're still watching, you can see it's almost an hour. If you watch from the start, you will still be able to get your Twitch drops if we're in a backsoon stream as long as we're live. So do not worry about that. So please stick around, and we'll have some more fun. Welcome back, Commanders. Oh, we had them. We literally just had you guys. Sorry. So right now we're working from home, and we're using an RTMP server. And as you just seen, we had everybody, and now everybody's gone. So we're trying to work a wee bit of magic and see if we can jump to get it back in. Apologies for the wait. We were doing some instancing stuff, trying to get that sorted. So let's see if we can jump to a back screen back. Okay, so we've just switched screen, so it's not come back. So we are going to have to actually stop streaming for a moment. We're going to have to close OBS down, open it back up, get the RTMP server working, and then we'll stream back out. But as we said, don't worry about the Twitch drops. They will continue on as long as we're live. So even though you've got 1 hour and 11 minutes, if you've watched from the start, as soon as we start streaming again, it'll count on top of that for the next Twitch drop. So please bear with us, everybody, and we'll be back as soon as we can. Thank you.